Hi guys, I'm Ray from Bake with Ray. Welcome to the Ramadan series.
I'll be uploading recipes for Ramadan for the next 30 days, but don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell icon so you can get a notification for every time that I post a recipe.
Our first fish recipe of the Ramadan series, and hopefully not the last, a fish fillet burger. We start off by preheating our oven to 180 degrees, then preparing a baking tray with some baking paper on and pouring in our panko breadcrumbs. You won't be using as much as I did here. I've adjusted the quantity in the recipe to make it right, and then toast them in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes until they're nice and golden. Then while they're toasting away, you want to prepare your fish fillets. Try and get some nice square fillets out of your fish pieces. You can either get 1 or 2 squares out of the fish depending on the size that is. I recommend using any kind of nice white fish like pollok or something like that. Lay your fish pieces on a piece of kitchen towel to absorb any excess moisture, and also dab the top as well and put them aside. Now we're going to get our batter ready with some corn flour, some salt, some white pepper, some onion powder and some garlic powder. Then you mix those together and crack in 1 egg, and then also add in some milk to that as well. All the quantities are in the description box below. Whisk them until there is no lumps remaining and set that aside. By this time your breadcrumbs should be toasted, so take them out of the oven and put them in a bowl to cool. So you know the ones on top, they're nice and golden, that's what your breadcrumbs should look like. So they shouldn't look pale, they should be nice and golden. Don't toast them less like me. And then prepare a baking tray with some baking paper. You can use the same baking paper that you toasted your breadcrumbs in, because we don't like to waste things here. So altogether you have 3 bowls, okay? You have one with the plain flour, one with the egg mixture, and one with the breadcrumbs. So this is just plain flour, nothing else in this bowl. So to make your fish fillet, okay, burger, you dip your cut fillet pieces into the plain flour first, shake off any excess, then into your wet egg milk mixture, your spice mixture, and shake off any excess. Then go ahead and dip them into your breadcrumbs and then just press them down so the breadcrumbs stick to the fish really well on both sides. And that's it really, and that's your fillet ready. So get your baking tray that you prepared with the baking paper on and just set your fillet aside onto the baking paper. Now traditionally these are fried in restaurants, shops that you go to, they'll be fried, but we're doing a healthier version, we're doing a baked version, okay? So just repeat the same process with all your pieces of fish. Dry flour, then wet batter, then breadcrumbs, and then onto your tray. Make sure there's a gap between each piece of fillet. Then put them in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. While your fish is baking, you're going to prepare your tartare sauce. So for that you need 2 gherkins. You're going to chop them up into small tiny pieces and put them into a bowl. Then you're going to get some capers. Capers are basically just flower buds that are pickled. Chop them up again into really small pieces and put them in with your gherkins. Gherkins and pickles are the same thing. Then put your mayonnaise into your bowl, and then seasonings, so salt, and then some onion powder, some parsley, and some sugar, and also a tablespoon of white vinegar. Give them a good mix, and that is your tartar sauce basically done. Now you just wait for your fish to finish cooking. Now after tasting this, I realized that the fish needed a little bit more seasoning. The seasoning in the batter wasn't enough. So what you want to do is when the fish comes out of the oven, just sprinkle it with a bit of extra salt, and that will help make it taste much better. Now you're ready to assemble your burger. So I put a piece of foil underneath each bun because we're going to wrap the buns up so that they steam in the residual heat from the fish. So lay down your white bun, then your tartar sauce, and then your fish fillet, and then your cheese on top, and then wrap it up nicely in the foil so that it steams in the heat of the fish, so that the cheese melts as well and the bun gets nice and soft. Just repeat the process with all of your fish fillets. When you're ready to eat, just unwrap and enjoy.